The Infiltrator, starring Bryan Cranston, is a film about a U.S. Customs official that uncovers a money laundering scheme involving Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar. And parts of the film were shot right here in the Bay Area. The film makes its official red carpet premiere tonight at Tampa Theater. And I'm joined this morning by Hillsborough County Film Commissioner Dale Gordon. And Dale, this is a pretty special thing for Tampa. I'm so excited to have you on this morning to chat about this.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, this is the first time ever for Tampa. So we are thrilled to have this opportunity to, not only share it with the community who really stepped up in a big way to help us get this project here, but also with the world.
Yeah, so, and of course we're talking about Bryan Cranston. There's some other big stars in there, right? Yeah,
we also have Benjamin Bratt will be joining us this evening, as well as the director Brad Furman. The film also stars Diane Kruger and John Leguizamo, Olympia Dukakis. I mean, it's a star-studded film.
Yeah, so they're watching it tonight right here in Tampa. But take us back to the filming and kind of what your role was in making sure that it was filmed here.
Yeah.
This true story.
Well, it's interesting. This was actually the first project that I was approached by 3 years ago when I started in this position. And those of you who don't know what a film commission does, I got a call from this guy. He said, "Hey, they're going to make a movie about my life." And I was like, "Okay, buddy." But it turned out, after some exploring, that this is a true story that actually happened here in the 70s and 80s in Tampa. So we kind of continued to develop the relationship with the producers and had a lot of conversations, did a lot of location scouting, and 3 years later, tonight is the result of all of that.
So when did they actually do the filming? How long was it? How long were they here in Tampa?
So they were here filming last spring in April, and it was about 2 weeks of filming. Originally, they did want to do much more.
Okay.
It was 90% of the film was supposed to be filmed in Tampa and a little bit in Miami. But unfortunately, due to the fact that the state of Florida has no film incentives, we lost 90% of the film.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
well, when you watch the film now, how much would you?
But that's the irony.
Yeah.
So through the process of movie magic, it actually does look like the majority of it was shot here. So
we watch this tonight, and we're going to be there tonight.
Yes.
We're so excited.
Yes.
So when you watch this movie, though, you're going to be able to know that it's from Tampa.
Absolutely.
Well, and let's talk about these incentives too, because obviously this is your role to get more movies, more stars, more Hollywood here in Florida. Why is that important? And I know a lot of it is on return on investment.
Yes.
Is there a lot of ROI with the movie business these days still?
Yeah, there is. And it's funny, this film in particular was incentivized locally. And it's the first time ever Hillsborough County did step up and we created a local incentive package for this. We then studied it because we want to make sure that our taxpayer dollars are being spent responsibly. And we determined an ROI of 4 to 1 just on our investment. And that's before the film even has come out. And we will have the added value of tourism and brand.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So how do you get that return on it when you're looking at those numbers? What is it? How do you get that money back?
It is. And that's, again, so we look at a couple things. First, we look at the direct spend. How much do they spend here? Which again was close to $2 million in 2 weeks. So you're talking about, a lot of money spent in our local economy, and these are going to not only jobs for our local crew, but they're staying in our hotels, they're eating in our restaurants. It's really a trickle-down effect into our local economy that is, again, it's a clean industry, it's a high-wage industry, and then we get the added value of tourism. In the state of Florida, tourism is the #1 industry, and film and television does it for free. We spend hundreds of thousands of dollars marketing our state as a tourist destination, but film does it for us.
Well, and it's so interesting. We look at other states kind of around us. I know there was another film they wanted to shoot in Ybor and they couldn't get it done. They had to make it. Yeah,
the next Ben Affleck film is called Live by Night, and it's actually about Ybor City. And we did have him come here and look at Ybor and tour it, fell in love with it, but unfortunately due to the lack of incentives, he went to Georgia and rebuilt Ybor City in Georgia.
Well, as we kind of begin to close, what do you tell people? How can the public help? If they want to see more of this, what would you tell them to do? How do they get involved?
It's simple. Like we said, it's my job to stand up here and do this. But at the end of the day, the individuals in our community, they need to tell their legislators and the representatives and senators, because ultimately they want to hear it from them. They want to hear it from the people in their community that this is something that they want to keep seeing.
Hey, we mentioned John Cena was just in town.
Yeah.
You had a hand in that. That
We
was pretty
did.
cool. He was just here last week.
I know, and it was such a great project. You know, again, talking about the economic impact of our industry, a lot of people don't realize that commercial production is kind of our bread and butter for the Tampa Bay area. It's the majority of what we get filmed here, which is amazing. You have a spot like that come in and hire over 100 people in the course of 5 days and spend $500,000 in the community. So again, that was such a great project, and it was such a good, you know, you don't get to be proud of all of them all the time, but this one definitely was, that was definitely something we were very proud of.
Anything else in the works that you can share where the Bay Area may be highlighted?
Yeah, we actually have coming up in September, Tim Burton's next film. It's called Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. It's always a mouthful. But that'll be hitting theaters in September, and they also spent a couple weeks last spring filming that.
All right. Well, Dale, thank you so much for being here.
You're
I know you're a very busy woman these days, especially today. So we're going to see you out there tonight, and again, looking forward to it. So looking forward to more films hopefully being shot right here in the Bay Area as well.